It is another blast from Old Man Winter, accumulating snows slowly pushing to our east. We'll talk about the totals and look ahead toward the weekend next.
The snow created problems for some drivers. We'll show you where people were slipping and sliding on the roads.
For the second time in 2 weeks, Governor Matt Bevin's office has filed a lawsuit against a clinic performing abortions, this time in Lexington.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. We had a heavy band of snow move through the area earlier this afternoon. South of Lexington didn't get any snow, while some places had 6 inches.
And the good news, that snow is already on the way out. We want to get a check of the forecast with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Slowly but surely, things are improving out there from west to east. And as you mentioned, guys, a very sharp cutoff between nothing on the ground to several inches of snow in a narrow corridor that I'll show you in a moment. Let's focus on our winter weather Kentucky cams as of now. Notice those eastern zones, especially Moorhead to Campton and Lexington, London, picking up on the most snow. Look at what a shot coming off the Mountain Parkway there. Look at the trees. Likewise around Interstate 64 there in Moorhead, where we had some issues a little earlier. Now look toward the west, Frankfort, Louisville, E-Town. Nada showing up, and our snows in Lexington melting quickly as temperatures have surged into the mid-30s. Still a winter weather advisory for parts of eastern Kentucky. Look at that narrow stripe of 3 to 6 inches of snow from around Salyersville through parts of Johnson County, Lawrence County, West Liberty, Moorhead, back to the northwest through Fleming County into Harrison and northern parts of Scott County. 3 to 6 inches in a very narrow corridor. Still 32 degrees into Mount Sterling, Moorhead, and Jackson. Everybody else to your west now into the low and mid-30s above freezing. So as we go through the evening now, we're going to see the snow shutting down, and what is out there will slowly begin to melt away. You're going to hear the drop, or the drip, drip, drip coming up over the next several hours. Northeast of Lexington, Carlisle, Cynthiana, Paris, snow starting to wind down. One more little enhanced band of snow from West Liberty through Frenchburg into southern parts of Montgomery County. That stretches into the Mountain Parkway corridor as well. But overall, it is a drying trend setting in from southwest to northeast as we go through the evening. Quick hitting little winter storm across parts of the area today. When I come back in a few minutes, I'm going to focus on some springtime air finally surging in.
We want to hear that,
Yes.
for sure. Well, it didn't take long for the snow to create a slippery situation on some roads.
Crashes closed part of Interstate 64 in Montgomery County. WKYT's Garrett Weimer begins our live First Alert Weather Team coverage with a look at the conditions there right now. Garrett?
Traffic at one point was backed up all the way here to exit 101 eastbound. Traffic is moving now, but it's been a mess on roads and especially on the interstate here in Montgomery County this afternoon. At one point, lanes were closed both eastbound and westbound in Montgomery County as a result of a number of different crashes. Thankfully, we've been told no one's been badly hurt in any of those wrecks, but they did back up traffic for miles and miles. Les Stanfield was on his way home from work when the road started getting slick. He says he slid out into a ditch, and then when he got out of his car, he saw several other cars behind him had also wrecked.
I have bald tires, but my front tires were really bald. I switched them to the back yesterday, and then it started snowing today, and it just kept on kicking out on me, and I lost control of it.
The interstate is no longer covered with snow, you can see, but it does remain wet, so still not a bad idea just to take it slow and drive safely. Live along I-64, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Stanfield says he saw another crash that involved about a dozen cars.
The snow created slick spots just to our north as well. The conditions led to about a dozen crashes around Scott County. WKYT's Caitlin Center continues our team coverage with a live look at conditions there. Caitlin?
Now, the snow's coming down here a little bit in Scott County, but it's really slowed since the last time we talked to you all. If you look at the roads here, they're doing just fine. They're maybe just a little bit wet, but earlier today, first responders were busy responding to a number of accidents they say disrupted traffic. Now, between 15 and 20 accidents out on 75, 64, and some county roads had first responders all over the place this afternoon. Scott County Emergency Management says snow hit the central section of the county the hardest. Many accidents involving cars and semis happened north of mile marker 130. That's north of the Cherry Blossom exit. A lot of those accidents were cleaned up by mid-afternoon, and EMA told us calls started to slow down around 2 o'clock. We talked to some drivers heading southbound, and they had seen a lot of issues north of here, but they also said they'd seen drivers they perceive as being too fast on the roads.
I think it's just inexperienced. Seems like in a lot of areas, a lot of people were, if you just maintain 50, 55, you're not bad, but I still see people driving 70 and passing, and that's what's going to cause a great deal of the wrecks and what have you.
Police say none of those accidents earlier this afternoon were serious. Luckily, everyone was okay. And like Garrett had said, right now the key is just to slow down. In Scott County, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you. Viewers have been helping us cover the snow across the area. Lori Mitchell uploaded this picture to our Facebook page. You can see snow on the roads there in Nicholas County. And this is a shot of snow along Highway 27 in Berry in Harrison County. Victoria Smith tweeted this picture to our very own Chris Bailey. Remember, you can get the very latest weather forecast online at WKYT.com or by downloading the WKYT News app for your iPhone or your Android. A women's clinic faces legal action after the state says it performed unlicensed abortions.
Governor Bevin's administration filed the lawsuit against the EMW clinic on Burt Road in Lexington Tuesday. A tip led the state to start looking into the facility. WKYT's Victor Puente has reaction to the lawsuit.
A worker at this clinic told me they were busy with patients and couldn't discuss the lawsuit. This is the second suit the governor's office has filed against a clinic performing abortions. The 10-page lawsuit filed by the Bevin administration claims EMW Women's Clinic exists solely to perform abortions, so they don't get a medical licensure exemption like private physicians, and are currently performing abortions without a license. They also say Kentucky law requires abortion clinics to have transfer agreements with a hospital and an ambulance service in case of an emergency. The lawsuit says the clinic has an agreement with a hospital, but not with an ambulance service, saying, quote, its only plan is to call 911 in the event of an emergency. This does not comply with Kentucky law and jeopardizes the safety and lives of the defendant's patients. The paperwork also claims inspectors found expired medication and that some conditions were unsanitary. Pro-life activists who meet outside of the clinic regularly said they're glad the lawsuit was filed.
We're just praising God that we have a governor that is holding to what he's promised the people, which is holding businesses accountable to following the law.
The suit is asking the circuit court to fine the clinic and prevent them from performing any abortions until they're licensed. The director of Kentucky's chapter of the ACLU said the move has concerned them, saying, quote, the ACLU Kentucky Reproductive Freedom Project is deeply concerned about the increasingly hostile climate around access to abortion in our Commonwealth. Safe and legal abortions are already difficult for many Kentucky women to access, with only 2 clinics in Louisville and Lexington. So far, there hasn't been a response to that lawsuit filed in circuit court. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
In February, the Bevin administration filed a lawsuit against Planned Parenthood in Louisville for operating what they said was an unlicensed abortion clinic.
A Lexington firefighter jumped in to save a man as an unusual situation unfolded in the middle of a busy road. Major Joe Madden was at a stoplight when he saw a man on fire running through the intersection of Richmond Road and Fontaine last night. WKYT's Mark Barber talked to Madden about what he did next.
The flames went from just a very small amount to completely, involved his entire upper torso.
Major Joe Madden was waiting at a traffic light when he saw a man on fire running through the intersection of Richmond Road and Fontaine Road yesterday evening.
I really didn't have any plan because I didn't have any equipment with me, being off duty.
While he didn't have any gear, he had more than 20 years of experience with the Lexington Fire Department, so he jumped out of his car and ran to help.
It was a stressful situation, that's all I can say.
With the hand from other people who also rushed to help, Madden was able to beat the fire down using a coat. The man was rushed to the hospital to be treated for serious burns. Police say he set himself on fire after an argument.
When the ambulance showed up, I realized my hand was hurting, and I looked down, and when I had grabbed him, some of his burnt clothing had gotten on my hand and burned my hand.
He says his hand will heal. He just hopes the man he saved will also recover.
If we did not intervene, I believe he would have perished. So we altered course of events by our actions. Whether he'll live or not, I don't know.
In Lexington,
I mean, I hope he does.
Mark Barber.
I hope his outcome is great.
WKYT.
Even though he saved a man's life, Madden doesn't want to be called a hero. He humbly points out that other people were right there with him, trying to do the right thing as well.
Republican Mitt Romney takes aim at the GOP presidential frontrunner. The harsh words he had for Donald Trump.
You can give your pet a little attention even when you're not home with them. We'll show you the options for interacting remotely in better living.
Super Tuesday is over. Now it's Kentucky's turn with Saturday's Republican caucus. Who can vote and where? And what's the difference between a caucus and a primary? Understanding the caucus. Tonight at 6 on WKYT.
It's Furniture World Superstore's biggest tax refund sale ever. Now's a great time to redecorate your home because Furniture World stretches your tax refund with huge savings store-wide, plus 2 years interest-free. Now at Furniture World, use your tax refund to refurnish your living room or dining room, update your bedroom, sleep better on a comfortable new mattress. We're serious about saving you big money. Get huge tax refund savings, plus it's interest-free for 2 full years. So hurry in and save during our biggest tax refund sale ever. Now at all 5 Furniture World Superstore locations.
Savor something different every day. Just ask for the $3 sub of the day at Subway restaurants. A different 6-inch sub every day for only $3. Classics like the meatball marinara and Italian BMT, plus favorites like the turkey breast and turkey and black forest ham. 7 days, 7 subs, $3. Subway, founded on fresh.
Make time this spring to escape to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the only thing you'll want to do is have fun in the sun. Let the sound of the ocean's tide take all your cares away and leave you refreshed to experience something new. It's your moment to let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Philip Pratt, a proud grandfather, a loving and caring family man, a hard-working small business owner, someone who knows how to grow jobs and change the landscape in Frankfurt. Philip Pratt will hold government accountable responsibly, fight Obama's crippling government overreach on our agriculture economy, and preserve our Kentucky heritage in Owen and Scott County. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Philip Pratt for state representative.
I was scared to go back to the dentist because I hadn't been in for a while. But they cut me some slack when they saw all this plaque and they didn't make fun of my smile. I don't have insurance, but they didn't mind, which I thought was a setup for robbing me blind. But I financed my teeth, this toothpaste was free, and the numbing stuff really worked wonders on me.
No insurance? With a free new patient exam and x-rays, plus extended financing available, dentistry's never been easier. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A snowy day across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Not everybody getting in on the snow. Majority of the folks not picking up on much at all, but a narrow corridor of heavy snows breaking out across sections of east central and eastern Kentucky. Let's get into it, show you what's going on now. Lexington, snows are melting. I mean, we've got basically bare ground now after a couple of inches of snow earlier in the day. Let's show you what it looks like, though, just to our southeast. This is the Mountain Parkway cam. Look at all the snow there. 3, 4, 5 inches in some areas of that Mountain Parkway corridor where it is still 32 degrees. You can pick out the areas where it's snowing. Just look at the temperature right now. If you're at 32 or below, it's snowing. 32 Mount Sterling, Moorhead, Ashland, into Jackson and Prestonsburg. Up into the mid-30s across parts of central Kentucky where the snows are now ending. Winter weather advisory coming for much of eastern Kentucky. I'm just seeing parts of northeastern Kentucky added to that just over the past 5 minutes. They've got 4 inches of snow on the ground. At this point, just let it go. We look at our Defender Radar Network. and dealing with some snow across parts of southern and eastern Kentucky. It's mixing with rain. You get south of 64, south of the Bluegrass region, not a whole lot sticking out there today. East of Lexington, especially, those snows are still going into the I-64 corridor and especially I-64 down to the Mountain Parkway. This is an area that can still pick up a quick inch or two of snow. In that narrow little corridor, you've already got 3 to 6 inches on the ground. I mean, small little pocket of heavy snows. Crazy, crazy system. But that's March in Kentucky. That'll continue to roll on out of town, thankfully. Let's go into Friday. Let's get to some better weather. 42 into the afternoon. May take a little while for the clouds to clean up, but eventually we will get the clouds out of town. Hour by hour forecast. Pushing the snows away still with low clouds and a northwesterly flow, albeit a minor northwesterly flow. Some flakes will fly into tomorrow morning. Friday afternoon, slowly cleaning the skies. Warmer to the west and northwest than we are to the southeast. Southeastern Kentucky may struggle to get to 40 tomorrow. 40 to 45, bluegrass country and points north and northwest. One more little system on that northwesterly flow diving in here for Saturday. Gusty winds, could be a shower or two, unleashing a little bit of chillier air to start out the day on Sunday. Then we warm it up Sunday. Big area of high pressure, southeastern seaboard. Warm conditions, area of low pressure across parts of the west. You know what that spells? That spells warm air. And it's a stormy pattern that is going to set up shop from the Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley as we go toward especially the middle of next week, and that may carry us for a week or two. Could be some heavy rains and big-time thunderstorms in a setup like that. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So we're going from one extreme to the other over the next week. Gradually, guys, we're coming out of this wintry pattern, and it is full steam ahead to spring as we go toward next week.
I like that, from the 20s to the 70s.
That's how
going in the right direction.
That's how we were this week, except we went the other direction.
Yeah.
Started out at 70, now in the 20s.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Well, first overall look at traffic flow this afternoon. You can see it's heavy around the Hamburg area and on Nicholasville Road. Drive times about normal, a little bit more of a delay toward Nicholasville right now, but headed toward Versailles, past the airport, headed to the county line. Now back to you in the studio.
Mitt Romney went after Donald Trump in a speech this morning, and it didn't take Trump long to fire back. Their war of words just ahead.
New legal trouble for a man accused of murder for a crash that killed a Lexington lawyer. The lawsuit he's now facing on WKYT News at 5:30.
Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
Every year I operate thousands of hours. I'm turned on and off thousands of times. I keep you cool and I keep you warm. I have the best 10-year no-hassle replacement warranty around. No worries, no questions, no hassle. I am Comfort Maker. Go to comfortmaker.com today.
You're probably wondering, with all the meat that Arby's has, do they have ocean meat? Well, wonder no longer. Arby's has more wild-caught Alaskan pollock fillets than you could ever imagine, especially if you're only imagining one fillet. Eat 2 crispy fish fillet sandwiches or flatbreads for $5. Arby's, we have the meats.
Change is taking root in Frankfort. We need a voice that'll be heard. Daniel Elliott is the conservative for Boyle and Casey counties. Dedicated to protect our God-given freedoms from Obama liberals, Daniel will ensure government is held accountable and our Kentucky values are protected. Daniel Elliott will fight government overreach that's crippled our economy. We need a strong voice. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Daniel Elliott for state representative.
Oak Factory is home with a $5.99 sofa, and we're going to tell you why.
Our $5.99 sofas are American-made by England Furniture, and their frames have a lifetime warranty.
You pick your style, such as this one with nail heads or this one with a skirt.
Then you pick your own fabric.
And England offers you a 10-year warranty on their seat cushion.
Now for the best part, it's delivered to Oak Factory in 21 days.
Before you buy a sofa, you owe it to yourself to visit Oak Factory.
When you play Kentucky lottery games like Pick 3 and Pick 4, you help Kentucky college students pick up scholarship money,
fueling imagination,
funding education.
Get ready for a night of music, dance, and merriment with Celtic music ambassadors, the Chieftains. March 9th, EKU Center for the Arts. Choose your seats and print your tickets at home at EKUcenter.com.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line.
When I needed a new furnace, I did my research, found out that Comfort Heating and Air had the highest reviews on Google and Angie's List. So I went with Comfort Maker's 10-year no-hassle warranty. Do what I did. Call the Comfort Man today.
Stay safe this severe weather season with a Midland Weather Radio and WKYT. Come to the Kroger on Richmond Road Friday from 4 to 6:30 to get your radio and meet Chris Bailey, keeping you safe this severe weather season. That's what we stand for.
A former Olympian will be headed to prison. South Africa's highest court dismissed an appeal from Oscar Pistorius. He shot and killed his girlfriend in 2013, claiming he thought she was an intruder. In his appeal, he said his manslaughter conviction should have been changed to murder. He will be sentenced for murder on April 18th. Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump rallied in Maine ahead of tonight's GOP debate in Michigan.
The appearance came hours after a scathing attack from the last Republican presidential candidate, Mitt Romney. As Weijia Jiang explains, it didn't take long for Trump to fire back.
The 2012 Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney lashed out at the current frontrunner Donald Trump during a speech in Utah.
Donald Trump is a phony, a fraud. His promises are as worthless as a degree from Trump University.
Trump fired back a few hours later at a rally in Maine.
Mitt is indeed a choke artist. He choked, and he choked like I've never seen anyone choke.
Romney is the latest member of the Republican establishment trying to stop the billionaire businessman from securing the party's nomination, even though Trump dominated on Super Tuesday.
These are politicians promising things that they can't deliver.
Ohio Governor John Kasich, along with Senators Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz, are expected to target Trump during tonight's debate in Detroit, Michigan. The debate will be the first time Trump will face Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly since they clashed at the first Republican debate in August, sparking an ugly feud. Kelly has said she doesn't expect Trump to be combative, but Wayne State University political science professor Tim Blesdo disagrees.
Why should he change? It's worked. You know, what he's done so far has worked just fine.
Trump has more than a quarter of the delegates needed to win the party's nomination. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Detroit.
Dr. Ben Carson will not be on the debate stage tonight. He told supporters he sees no path forward for his campaign, but he has not formally dropped out of the race. Marco Rubio will no longer be visiting Lexington tomorrow. His campaign says the senator had to cancel in order to use his time as efficiently as possible before Saturday's contest. WKYT political editor Bill Bryant says the candidates have a lot to accomplish in a short amount of time.
The time frames are very tight right now. There was a debate tonight. He makes the morning show appearances tomorrow. Needs to be back on the campaign trail in several states that have upcoming primaries or caucuses, including Florida, which is his home state that he has to win.
Senator Ted Cruz's father, Rafael Cruz, was supposed to campaign here tomorrow, but he's since canceled as well. Dr. Ben Carson and Donald Trump made campaign stops in Kentucky earlier this week. You've probably heard a lot about Saturday's Republican caucus in Kentucky, but when do the Democrats get their say? The answer to that good question ahead on WKYT News at 5:30.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 100.1 WKQQ.
There were days last month we couldn't even open the doors. Now it's time to catch up with up to half off and 3 years 0 interest with no money down. Instant rebates up to $1,500. The snow emergency sale through Tuesday.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
While some airports offer a few flights to a few places a few days a week, Louisville International offers daily flights to more of the places you want to go. You can get there from there, eventually. Or you can see where we can take you. Visit us today.
These creamery shakes are so rich and creamy.
I know. Finally a shake for an aficionado like myself.
Wait, you're a shake aficionado?
Not a shake aficionado. The shake aficionado.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, perhaps you could be one too. Go ahead.
It's a coolness. Cold. It's cold.
Okay. Ice cream is cold. Stop the presses, guys. Ice cream is cold. Says Pete. Print it.
New slow-turned creamery shakes are here in premium flavors like bourbon brown sugar. And all shakes are half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Looking for the best boat your money can buy? Check out Tracker, Nitro, Sun Tracker, and Tahoe boats. Backed by the best factory warranties in the business. And Tracker is holding the line on pricing. Most 2016 boats are at or below last year's prices. Like the 2016 Tracker Pro Team 190 TX for $1,100 below the 2014 price. 2016 boats at 2015 prices at the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boating Center in Corbin.
Want to save energy and money? By replacing an older refrigerator or freezer, you can save hundreds of dollars on your energy costs. And we'll pick up and recycle the old one for free. Turn that old appliance into cash. To schedule your pickup, call today. Cumberland Valley Electric and South Kentucky RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
Welcome to Carpet One. Visit our tile and stone gallery and explore all the options available for your next kitchen or bathroom project. Our showroom is filled with hardwood, laminate, and engineered vinyl. Let us help you find the perfect floor. Come see us.
It's Furniture World Superstore's biggest tax refund sale ever. Now's a great time to redecorate your home because Furniture World stretches your tax refund with huge savings store-wide, plus 2 years interest-free. Now at Furniture World, use your tax refund to refurnish your living room or dining room, update your bedroom, sleep better on a comfortable new mattress. We're serious about saving you big money. Get huge tax refund savings, plus it's interest-free for 2 full years. So hurry in and save during our biggest tax refund sale ever. Now at all 5 Furniture World Superstore locations.
A Tempur-Pedic offer like this only happens on Leap Year weekend. Get the all-new Tempur-Flex Hybrid. Plus, all this. All for around $42 a month with the power of 60 months zero interest through Tuesday.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. If you work all day, your pets might end up spending their day alone. Now there's a number of ways you can interact with them remotely. Terry Chea shows us the options and how they work.
Reggie, Oscar, come here.
Ann Ryan shows how she can check on Oscar and Reggie even when she's not at home.
Hey Oscar, hey Reggie.
The Petsy Tree Cam lets her talk to her dogs,
Hey Reggie.
see them, take photos, even dispense treats through an app on her phone.
Oscar, come here.
I know that I miss my pets during the day, and it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them at home and what they're doing, and the fact that I can give them a treat is just such a huge bonus.
This is basically a clear version of the device.
The Treat Cam is one of a growing number of tech gadgets designed to help owners stay connected with their furry friends as more pet tech startups go after the multi-billion-dollar pet industry.
In many ways, we're creating a need that they didn't know existed, and they've never been able to check in on their pet remotely in a meaningful and mutually rewarding way.
So he's like in his zone right now.
The Whistle Pet Tracker, a GPS-enabled device, lets you know if your pet has left his safe zone and helps you find him if he runs away or gets lost.
You can track them in real time on your smartphone, just like Find My iPhone or similar solutions, and you can go proactively find that pet even if there's no other human in sight.
Try it again. There it is. Good job.
The wearable device also tracks how much exercise and sleep your animals are getting.
You gonna chew my nose?
For owners who want to keep their dogs and cats more active during the day, the Pet Cube lets them play with their pets with the touch of a finger.
How are you, Pusher?
Basically, with Pet Cube, you can exercise your pets, give them some action with a laser pointer, and they'll be feeling better.
There are even devices now that let your pets call you, play games and win treats when they're home alone, and speak with the human voice.
I usually get hungry right about now.
But as more pet tech gadgets come to market, experts caution owners against relying on them too much.
The technology can be useful as an adjunct, a way of enriching your relationship with your pet, but certainly not a substitute for time spent with your dog.
I think they have a pretty good life.
For many of today's pet owners, staying connected applies to all members of the family. Terry Chea, Associated Press, Berkeley, California.
Want to help your heart? Add a cup of tea to your day. Researchers found people who drink at least 1 cup a day were less likely to have a heart attack or other major cardiovascular event. Tea drinkers were also less likely to have calcium buildup in their coronary arteries. Now, here's what's coming up for you at 5:30.